Let's talk about Dubsado forms and have a look at what they really are and what they can do for you as a business. Hello, you're listening to the Courageous Goals podcast. This podcast is for high achieving, courageous women who want growth and the know-how to scale their business online. Running a business is a journey and a process. The more we learn in action, the more we succeed. If you're a woman in business, this is the podcast for you. Be in the 5% of businesses that make it. Let's get bold and create the life we desire. I'm bringing my passion to you through advice, coaching, inspiration, and support to help you create and design the life and business you want to live. I am a Dubsado expert, CPD certified in social media platforms, and a lover of admin systems and processes. I am an accredited ICF coach, specialising in trauma and narcissism. My own coaching journey has supported my growth immensely, and I want to share those highlights with you to inspire and give you courage. Let's get intentional with our goals and make them happen. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to the Courageous Goals podcast this week. Today I am going to be talking about Dubsado forms and what they are. Because you're probably thinking, what the hell is she on about? So I'm just going to explain a little bit about the forms. Excuse me if I tend to use some techie Dubsado language that you're not quite sure of. If that is the case, please head over to a social media Wednesday Dubsado Ask Me Anything post, or join our group and ask your questions there about Dubsado on a Wednesday. Because there's nothing like wondering if a management tool or system or something is for you, but you really just don't understand the techie words that people use in relation to that system. So if you have any questions, please do head over to one of those places and let me know what they are, and I will be able to help you. So Dubsado forms are basically customizable and reusable forms. So when you set up your Dubsado account, you will already hopefully have or be getting in place things like your contracts, your questionnaires, your proposals, so that when you take on a client, you send them some information on the package it is that they are signing up, as well as you might have some initial questions for when you have a discovery call with those potential clients. So the idea is to create a master form for each different area, so that when you take on your clients, you're going to take them on through Dubsado because you'll provide them a discovery call link. And initially, that link will be set up with a form, which is called a lead capture form. And that will embed directly onto your website potentially, or you can have a link that you just share in your email signature or something like that. And that form will collect all of the data from that one person. So the idea is you'll have your master template in Dubsado, and then when someone fills in that form will then generate that client's details, and it will be allocated to that client, which saves it in Dubsado either as a project or just saves it to their name in your utilities address book. And that works in the same way for the other forms that are within Dubsado. So you've got your proposals. If you're unsure what that is, that's basically you pitching your package, your program, your pricing to a potential client to sell your service as a coach, as a website designer, as a photographer, whatever it is that you do. So you will also have a proposal master. You can have many of these depending on your packages that you offer as a service. In addition, you will then have a questionnaires section in your Dubsado, which will again, you'll have a master questionnaire, maybe a few different ones. I know I've got several different ones because at the moment I offer both coaching and Dubsado. So I have several different questionnaires. I usually have an initial one somewhere in between sessions, or a Dubsado set up, particularly quite a few with Dubsado actually. And then I also have a feedback and testimonial questionnaire also. And then you'll also have your contracts or agreements, and all of those will be your master templates. The way it works in Dubsado is you set everything up as a master, but then every time someone comes into your Dubsado as a potential client or a client or whatever it is, those forms will then be copied, but with your client details. Now, in your forms, you can really get creative with these. So there will be smart fields that will pull in your client details. So if they've already had a discovery call with you, they have already filled out that lead capture form. The details that if they have inputted into that form, those details will be saved into Dubsado as part of their client, as part of your utilities address book. And if they decide to sign up as a client, those details will be able to automatically be pulled in using a smart field in your contract, in your questionnaires, in your proposals, in all the various different ways. It really is very clever. And I find that this is the most time-saving thing, because there's nothing like using a different contract software like Signable or HelloSign or whatever it is. Now, I've used those for years and they are really good, easy to use, but this just saves you that little bit of time where it pulls in all the client's details, name, address, email, mobile number, whatever it is that you need to work with that client, and it will all be inputted into those different forms. So that is a huge saving, huge time saver. So smart fields, if you sign up for Dubsado or if you use it, smart fields are the really good thing to have. So make sure you include those in all of your forms. When you're creating your proposals, some people like to have those look particularly beautiful, especially if you're a photographer. You need to show your skills, show what you can do, show the images that you've taken with other people or your own images or something like that. So you can really design your forms to look spectacular. You can have all of your branding put in, your specific hex codes. You can have your own if you've got branding images, you can have those put in. You can really design it in a beautiful way and use specific fonts. You can really get clever with it. And in your Dubsado forms, there are different elements. So you can use text boxes, images, short answers, multiple choice. There's lots of different areas. And the one that I particularly love, I think I've mentioned this before, is in the lead capture form, where you can really find out where your potential customers, potential clients are coming from, because I find that really helps from a marketing point of view on where you need to be spending your time. Personally, mine is pretty much 50-50 between referrals and Facebook, and I feel like they kind of tie together, because when I connect with people in person or online on Zoom or something somewhere, we tend to then follow each other on Facebook. Instagram, I find, is like a profile, like a CV, your portfolio, so people can see what you do, what you look like and things like that at a glance because of the grid. I think that's brilliant in that way. LinkedIn is very professional, which is also very good. I like LinkedIn, but I'm not as active on there. My website, obviously, if you don't have a website, it doesn't mean you don't have a business. It doesn't mean that you can't find clients. It doesn't mean anything. Just a website is there to show everything that you do in one place. So if you can get a website set up later, then that's brilliant. And if you're found by it, even better. There's also other things like a podcast. Like today, I'm being found by my podcast now. We've got over 600 downloads, which is brilliant. Absolutely love that. And we only launched in August. So yes, being able to track and find where your clients come from is a huge bonus, because it really helps you decide where you spend time on your marketing. And that can be inputted into the lead capture form. So with your contract, this is a free service because you're paying for Dubsado, you're paying for the account and running your business through Dubsado. You don't need to use things like HelloSign or Signable or anything like that anymore, because you can use your contract through Dubsado, and it will let you know when a client has signed a contract, and then you can go and countersign it yourself. And that works really easily. But depending how you have your Dubsado set up, you can have your proposal so that it has your contract attached to your proposal as well as an invoice. So everything can happen very, very quickly. It just depends whether you have payment plans as an option, because if you do, then it doesn't always work it doesn't work as efficiently, because if you have a payment plan set up, you then would probably need to action that payment plan before you would then send a contract and an invoice, because you'd need those details to pull through. So again, it depends how you've got that set up. But the form side of things really are so friendly. Whether you're using them on desktop or on mobile, they will come through and pull through in the correct size and whatever else, and you can use them in line with your canned emails also. So forms, and a quick summary, is a master template of everything you have, like questionnaires, contracts, proposals, lead capture forms. And when you have someone sign up through your Dubsado as a potential client, it will create a copy for each client with all of their details. So the forms side of things is really, really valuable and looks professional. It's highly efficient. The only thing with it is it does take time to set up. So as long as you've got everything, like you've got your contract ready in some Word document or something like that, it should relatively be easy to copy and paste everything over. It's just about making it look aesthetically pleasing. It just depends how you put yourself across, I guess, to your clients, and how you'd like them to see you as a business. So you can design them as much as you like until your heart's content. But yes, forms are great fun to play with. I am quite a creative. I don't know if you know, I have a background in like the performing arts, in textiles, in art, in just, I love colour. So I'm one of those people who could sit there for hours and just play with forms. And I have done. I will hold my hands up to that, because I do love Dubsado and what it can do for you. So there is a form for every phase of your client journey, as quoted by Dubsado, and I believe it is true. So depending on the way you want to pitch your packages to your clients will depend on how much you want to get creative with your forms. Okay, so I hope that's given you some valuable insight to what forms are. If you have any questions, please do come and let me know. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, or my group, and ask me any question related to Dubsado every single Wednesday. Thank you so much for listening to the Courageous Goals podcast. I really hope you've enjoyed today's episode and taken something of value for you. If you'd love more advice, coaching, inspiration and support, head on over to join many other courageous women in business in our free community group over on Facebook. We'd love to welcome you. You can also find free useful resources over on the website at leannebrown.com/resources. Right, that's all for this week. I look forward to sharing another episode with you next week.